Guess who is 29? 29! This gal. Yep, I turned 29 a couple of days before this episode comes out, so I thought I would do that classic thing of sharing 29 things that I've learned about running a creative business in my 29 years of existence. So let's dive in. Hello and welcome to Brand Your Passion, the show that helps you turn the thing you love the most into something that people know and love you for. I'm your host, NOIIIINE, the brand coach for creatives, and I'm on a mission to make the world a more creative place, one brand at a time. If you're ready to get more eyes on your work, more dollars in your pocket, and more creativity in your life, you're in the right place. Welcome. Let's brand your passion. I'm doing this to share my wisdom with you, obviously, but also because it's a really great exercise for me, and I recommend doing it yourself because it's really useful to kind of look back, think about the things that you've learned along the way, what you figured out that matters to you, and how you can use those lessons going forward. I found it really useful to figure out, these are the things I've learned, these are the things that are important to me, and these are what I can use in my next 29 years. One of my values is never stop learning, you will never be finished. And I wholeheartedly also believe that you never lose at anything, you always just learn something. It might not feel like that in the middle of an epic loser moment, but I truly do believe that everything has a lesson, and also that we should share our lessons to help each other. We're all creative business owners, we all want to succeed, we all have goals and all of that stuff, and we can help each other out to get there, right? So hopefully if one of these lessons that I've learned in my 29 years helps you in your creative business, then that's great. So here we are. Let's dive in. These are in no particular order. I just wrote them all down and we will dive in and see where we get on. So, number one is that your health and wellness really are the number one most important thing. It can be so easy, especially with everybody on the internet, to kind of fall into hustle culture, and working hard is a really good thing and can be really good, and there are seasons of working hard and putting in a lot of extra effort and making something happen. But whatever happens, your health and wellness are literally the most important thing, because if you don't have that, you just can't work and you can't do that. And this is coming from somebody who got concussed last year and I couldn't work at all, and then I am also chronically ill, so there are things that get in the way of me working, but they also make me realize how important my health and wellness are. So lesson number one is that whatever happens, try not to let your business get in the way of your health and wellness being your priority. And I know that's easier said than done in a lot of ways, which is why I said try not to let your business get in the way, but that is lesson number one. Lesson number two is that one of the best things actually about being self-employed, and what kind of brings a lot of people to being self-employed, is that you can work however and whenever you want, but that sometimes we still get stuck in this traditional capitalist 5-day 9-to-5 work week, and we forget about how we have the ability to actually just work whenever we want. So make the most of being self-employed and work whenever is best for you. Just because everyone else is working 9 till 5 Monday to Friday doesn't mean you have to do that. Maybe it's better for you to have Monday and Tuesday off and work the rest of the week, or maybe you work better in the evenings, so you're going to have the mornings off and work from lunchtime till 8 p.m. or something. Those things are fine, and that's the benefit of working for yourself. So don't feel like you have to work when everyone else is working or however anybody else is working. Just work in the way that works best for you and at the times that work best for you. I am not a functioning person before 10 a.m. and if I have to have a meeting before then, or I have to think really deeply before then, I am not much use. So I don't really start working a lot of the time until 9, 10 a.m. and then I work really hard and get a lot of shit done, and then I clock off at 4 o'clock because my spoons have run out, sometimes even earlier than that. So just work whenever is best for you. Kind of tied into that is lesson number 3, which is that you're going to learn a lot when you run your own business, but the most important thing to learn more about is yourself. And you will come to learn a lot about yourself when you are a creative business owner and you're working on your own. It's really valuable to learn a lot about how you work, what makes you happy, what you love doing, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what kind of gets in the way for you, what makes you really productive, what makes you not productive, what makes you procrastinate. The more you know about yourself and get to know yourself and understand yourself, then the better it will be, the more easy it will be for you to work in a really easy way, or a way that works really well for you, and you can create and build your business in a way that works for you because you know what's going to work for you. So that's lesson number 3. Lesson number 4 is to use the mute button liberally. Sometimes for me, I find it really inspiring to see other people succeeding and kicking ass, but there have been other times when I'm really struggling or things are going on for me, and it's actually really hard to see people making a lot of money or having these amazing achievements. I'm really happy for them, but it's actually not helpful for me at the time. So I just mute those people for a while and then come back and unmute them when I feel better, or it's more helpful and more beneficial for me to do that. So whether it's that kind of situation or anything else, don't be afraid to use the mute button liberally. Lesson number 5 is that there truly is enough room for everybody to succeed. I 100% believe this. I've seen it. Think of the creative world as a community, not your competition. There is enough room for everybody. Everybody has a unique voice. Everybody has people who will love their work. So there truly is enough room for everyone to succeed. Lesson number 6 kind of ties into that too, is that if you ever kind of find yourself feeling like there's no point creating something or saying something or sharing something because somebody else already has, remember that they're not you. You bring your own unique voice and experiences and opinions and skills to everything that you do. There are 1,000,001 people who talk about branding, but they don't talk about it in the way that I do, or with this certain perspective that I do, or with my experience or my passion. So you have more than enough to give. You definitely have enough to say what you want to say and share what you want to say in your own unique way. So don't get discouraged if somebody else has already talked about that thing or already created something. You can as well. Lesson number 7 is that if you struggle to say no to things, think about this. This is the way I think about it, because I'm a chronic people pleaser and I hate saying no because I don't want to get like FOMO or things like that. But this really helped me, is realizing that a no from you means a yes for someone else. So if you say no to a project or you say no to an opportunity, that means someone else who's really excited about it, who loves it, who will have a great time, they get to say yes. And sometimes you can be the person who offers them that yes. If somebody asks you to do some work or to take an opportunity, you can say, I'm not interested, or I don't have time, but here's these 5 other people who I think would be perfect. And that will make you feel a lot better about saying no. Lesson number 8 is that you really do have to spend money to make money a lot of the time when it comes to business. So don't be afraid to invest in things or people that are going to grow your business. It can be hard to invest money or to spend money, but just think about the return on investment you will get from that money that will feed more money back into your business. So that's lesson number 8. Lesson number 9 is to find someone or a group of people who are doing similar things to you that you can talk to, because running a creative business can be really lonely and hard work on your own. But there's almost nothing better than being able to like vent or talk about ideas or celebrate things with other people who get what you're going through. So whether that's just having one work buddy or joining an online community or a co-working space or a shared studio or whatever works for you, just try and find a group of people who you can talk to and hang out with and learn from and vent with and all of that stuff. Lesson 10 is that boundaries are your business's best friend and your best friend. You need to set boundaries for yourself, for clients, collaborators, and any other part of your business that you need to. It might be about when you're available or the kinds of work you'll take on or whatever. But these boundaries are there to keep you safe and happy and make things really sustainable for you and your business. So set some boundaries, think about what's important to you, and keep those boundaries. Lesson number 11 is to take breaks before you need to. I'm somebody who's quite bad historically at taking breaks and taking time off. And like I said, I got concussed. I've had a bunch of chronic illness issues that have forced me to take time off when I didn't really want to. So if you are proactive about taking time off throughout the day, the week, the month, the year, and you allow yourself to rest and rejuvenate, it is less likely that you're going to burn out or get sick or be forced to take time off. So as much as you can, take those breaks before you need to. Lesson number 12 is to keep a folder somewhere of nice comments and feedbacks and reviews, etc. These are obviously useful for testimonials and stuff, but they are just super nice to look back on, especially if you're having a really bad day or something shitty has happened to you and you just need to feel better about what you're doing and what you're achieving. So document those things, screenshot them and put them in a folder or copy and paste them or whatever you need to do, but keep them somewhere in a happy file or a feel better file or something that will let you realize what good work you're doing and that people value it and that, you're an amazing person and an amazing artist. Not that you need that, you are already, but it can be helpful to read some validation about that every now and then. Along a similar line is lesson number 13, which is to take note of and celebrate all of the little things that you achieve. It can be really hard to notice things at the time when you've achieved them, but when you're able to look back on the last week or the last month or the last quarter or the last year or 5 years or whatever and say, oh, look what I did. I actually did a lot this week, or man, I really kicked ass, or I'm so proud of myself for doing that one little thing. It's really encouraging. So make sure you're taking note of and celebrating all those little things along the way and reflecting on things when you can. Lesson number 14 is to collaborate with and celebrate your fellow creatives as much as you can. We are all trying to make a living doing what we love, and we can help each other do that. And plus, it can be super fun to collaborate with really amazing people on really amazing things. Even interviewing people on this podcast is one of my favorite things to do. I just love collaborating with these creatives to tell their story and celebrating the amazing work that they do. It's so cool, and we all get to lift each other up. So just do what you can to collaborate with and celebrate your fellow creatives too, because we're all trying and we all have the same kind of purpose and vision sort of to be more creative and to make a living doing what we love. So let's help each other out. Lesson number 15, or halfway now, is to remember that social media is a highlight reel and you never really know what's going on behind the scenes in someone's business. It's so easy to start comparing yourself to other people online. They're sharing all these amazing things and these massive achievements and all this money that they're making and all of that stuff. But you have to take it with a grain of salt and remember that you're only seeing the highlights and the top small percentage of things that happen to them. There's a massive iceberg below the surface. You have no idea whether they could be making 100k but they're spending 90, or they're spending more than 100k so they're actually losing money. Like, you just have no idea. So try not to compare yourself. Remind yourself that it is just a highlight reel and you're only seeing the best bits. So it's really unhelpful to compare yourself on social media. Lesson number 16 is to find things to do that help you switch off. Being self-employed can be all-consuming, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Your time, your brain, your feelings get so tied up in your business all of the time. And if you're anything like me, it can be really hard to shut off and to shut your brain up. So find the things that let you do that and do them as often as you can. For me, going to the gym, I hate that it helps, but I really shut my brain off when I'm exercising. When I'm cooking, I shut off most of the time. When I'm reading a fantasy novel, like, these are the things that help me shut my brain off. Watching crappy TV also helps. So Find those things, let yourself do them because you need to let your brain have a break. Lesson number 17 is don't be afraid to let go of something that is not working. It's better to let go now than to try to cling on and hate yourself for doing it. There's this idea of the sunk cost fallacy where you've put in all this effort and all this time, all this money, all this work, whatever. So you feel like you have to keep going, but you really don't. And you could lose more time, more energy, more positivity, more money doing something that you hate and it's not working. It's better to just stop doing it, let go of it, say thank you for that time or that experience or what you taught me, but I don't need you anymore. And just let go of it. Number 18 lesson is that there is an audience out there for anyone and everything. You can be your weird and wonderful self, and I promise you there are people out there who will love it. There is an audience for literally everything, and it's better to lean fully into who you are and maybe have some people not like that. But it's better to have some people who love you and some people who are like, no, not for me, than to have everybody kind of just feel meh about you and what you do. Those people who don't like what you do or are like, you're not my vibe, then that's fine. They're not the audience for you, and that's great. You can spend more time and more energy on the people who love it. Know that there is an audience out there for all of you and your wonderful weird self and your wonderful weird work. So don't be afraid to lean in and just go for it. Lesson 19 is that there are times and seasons for learning and times for doing. So follow your creative intuition to know when you need to be soaking up information and expanding your expertise, and when it's time to put pen to paper and start actually doing things. You have to kind of learn to be okay with not learning for a while. Maybe you don't need another course when you haven't implemented the last 5 that you bought. Or you don't need to read another nonfiction book or watch another YouTube video. You actually just need to start doing the thing and stop learning. I went a whole year without reading any nonfiction because I just read so much and learned so much, and I was kind of overwhelmed. And then I was like, I actually need to just do things this year and not try to learn anything new. And you have to be kind of okay with that. And the opposite, maybe you have to be okay with not producing as much stuff or doing as much stuff while you are learning, and knowing that learning is productive too. It's just a different type of productivity. Lesson 20 is that being a nice person really goes a long way. Be nice, be positive, celebrate others, and people are going to love being around you, love working with you, and love supporting you. It really comes back in full circle. It comes back to you. Whatever you put out into the world comes back. So just be a nice person. Lesson 21, don't be afraid to try new things. The worst case is you tried it and you can stop doing it if it doesn't work. As I said before, you can let go of the things that are not working. But the best case scenario, if you try something new, is that it does work and you can say, I freaking tried that and that's awesome, and you can keep doing it. So know that you can try new things and let them go or keep doing them, and that's fine. Lesson 22 is that the only right way to build your business or run your business is the way that's right for you. I've said this a million times because I care about it so much, but however you want to run your business, you can make it work. Don't think that just because most people are doing it this way, or there's ways you're supposed to be doing things, or some guru on Instagram tells you this is the one and only way to do things. No, you can do whatever you want to do and you can make it work. I promise you. I have people coming to me in my Boost Your Brand sessions and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, I didn't realize I could do that. And I was like, yeah, of course you can. The best way to do things is how it's going to work for you, and we can figure out a strategy to make it work. If you're like, I don't want to do live video, or I don't want to show my face on Instagram, or I really don't want to work 5 days a week. Okay, cool. Let's figure out a way that means you don't have to show up live, or you don't have to do video, or you don't have to show your face, or you don't have to work 5 days a week. Let's figure it out and make a strategy, and we can do that. So that's lesson 22. 23 is that if you are going to learn anything about running a business, make it your finances. If you know how to organize and spend and grow and track your money, it is going to make a huge difference in your business, in your peace of mind, in your strategy, in everything that you do. You will have such power and confidence, and you'll be able to make really smart decisions if you understand your money and how to get more of it and where to spend it and how to save it and all of that good stuff. I'm not saying I know everything, I'm just saying I know it's important, and I've been learning a lot about it, and it really does make a difference. So if you're going to learn anything, make it money. Lesson 24 is that data is really vital when it comes to creative business. A lot of us are the creative brained people who kind of go with the flow and all of that stuff, but you do really need to think about like the really analytical, informative side of your business too, because the more you know about your sales and your socials and your marketing and how everything is working, then the more informed decisions you can make going forward. So track your metrics, review them often, make decisions using them. It will be really, really powerful in your business. And you just have an awareness of what's happening in your business and what's going on and where you can improve things and all of that stuff. So metrics matter. Lesson 25 is to find a way to organize things behind the scenes of your business. However works for you and the best way that works for you, that's fine. Just some way of organizing things that work for you, because the better organized your systems, your tools, your assets, your products, etc., then the easier and faster and more efficient it's going to be for you, and overall less stressful. So just do some organizing. Make things work for you. Make a system where you can plan things and track things and find things, and that will help a lot. Lesson 26 is to lean into automations. Automations are my favorite thing. You do not have to do everything manually in your business, and you shouldn't. That's exhausting. I would say automate as much as you can without it like having a detrimental effect. There are some elements obviously of running a business that are better when it's personal or is better when it comes from a real human, but there are a lot of things you can automate, like admin stuff, tasks that send something from one place to another. You don't have to be doing that manually. It's taking up too much time, too much energy that you could be spending creating new artwork or things like that. So lean into those automations. Lesson 27 is that sometimes it is better, smarter, cheaper, more efficient to pay someone else to do something for you. It's hard when you're a one-person business to kind of let go of things and to let other people help you. But if it would take you longer or be harder, or you could spend that time doing something more beneficial for your business, it might be worth getting someone else to do it. There's a lot of things in my business that I'm like, I'm just going to pay someone else to do this because they can do that so much faster, so much better, so much more efficiently, and then I can spend my time on the things that I'm really good at and where my strengths lie and where I can bring money back into the business instead of spending it on these other tasks. So just know that sometimes it's better to just pay someone else to do it for you, which I know like is easier said than done when there is financial constraints, but yeah, sometimes that you get a better return on investment anyway from just paying someone else to do it. Lesson 28 is that there are probably more people out there who love your work than you think. It's actually quite rare for people to reach out and comment or email you or leave a review or things like that. There are so many people who just lurk and never comment, never email you, maybe never even buy things, but they might watch every single one of your videos or they love every single one of your Instagram posts. So you just never know. You have no idea how many people you are impacting with your work and with your creativity. So keep going and know that there are probably a lot of people out there who love your work that you've never heard from. That will help you keep things trucking along. And last but not least, lesson number 29 is whatever you do, don't stop creating. Even if you have to take a part-time job or you stop selling your work or whatever happens in the situation and circumstances of your life, find a way to keep creating. It's what, makes us who we are. If you're like me, it feels like breathing. I feel like I have to be creative. And if I'm not being creative, I'm like not myself. And I don't feel like I'm living my life really. So whatever happens, keep creating, keep doing it, and make sure your creativity and your creative practice is prioritized in your business and in your life. And that's that. I've obviously learned a lot more things in 29 years of my life, but I hope that these 29 things, and I just keep thinking 29. If you're a New Girl fan, I hope you are listening and enjoy my repeated use of 29. But yeah, I hope these things have helped you, maybe given you a new perspective, made you feel better about some things. Let me know which lesson was your favorite. Tag me on Instagram or Twitter or DM me, and I would absolutely love to hear from you. And I'd love to hear a lesson that you've learned in your however many years of existence. Let's keep that conversation going, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye everyone. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Brand Your Passion and choosing to spend time with me learning all about branding, business, and all things creativity. You can find more episodes just like this one at makerandmoxie.com/podcast. If you like this one, you can tap that subscribe or follow button so that you're notified about each and every new episode. And if you've got a spare second, please leave a review on iTunes or wherever it is that you're listening to this podcast, because I would absolutely 100% love to hear from you. If there were some helpful goodies in this episode for you, it would mean the world to me as well if you could screenshot that podcast player right now, hop on over to Instagram or Twitter and tag us at Maker and Moxie. By subscribing, reviewing, and sharing, you're helping reach more creators just like you, so that together we can make the world a more creative place, one brand at a time. We can't achieve this mission without you, so your support means the absolute world. I will talk to you in the next episode, but until then, keep creating.